Hello friends, Zithel here. Welcome to episode 10 of our Let's Learn series on All the Mods 3 Lite. In today's episode, we're going to finish up our base decorations, do a couple little small tiny builds, go investigate a village that's close by, and get everything ready so that you can have a world download and I can move into a new home. So I'm just grabbing myself a little bit more supplies that came down here to mine. I have now cleaned up my inventory. I've cleaned it up a little bit. And in my dank knoll, I've placed a bunch of the ores and everything I'm collecting. And if you notice also, if I hover over my stone hammer, you'll see I have no more modifiers left. My mining speed is 8.57. I used some more redstone on it and gave it another speed modifier. And let's see how it works. Oh, that's awesome. Of course. I run into dirt first thing. Well, I want to show you how well my hammer works, so let's mine a bunch of dirt. But the cool part is, one thing you can do if you do get a little dirt and you want to be a little bit lazy, you can do like this so that you can go back. There you go. Okay, that wasn't entirely good. You see diamonds up here, yes. Okay, so we have been finding a bunch of diamonds, which is good. And you can see everything that's going in here is doing well. And I swear there's a ton of emeralds in this pack, which is pretty cool. Well, let's collect more of those. So I just wanted to demonstrate just how fast my mining's got. Now on the pickaxe, I've applied a little more lapis. So now it's still at luck 1. It still has a little ways to go, but I believe I have been able to pick up a few. So we're at 69 right now, which is really good. So I'll be able to get that raised up. Get the lapis. That's why I'm kind of holding off on getting the diamonds. I want to get a little more lapis, get that up to luck 3, and then I'll come back and remine the diamonds. Anyways, this is kind of what I've been doing off camera, is just getting some more resources. And so today we are going to look at finishing up our base. Today is episode 10. This is so exciting. And I will have a link in the description so that if you'd like to download the world to see how it, to play it yourself, you're more than welcome to. But we want to just finish up with a little bit of base cleaning up. There's a couple more builds that I want to do. After that, I have some ideas, but we want to get the world ready for world downloads. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. So let's go back to the base, and I'll show you what we're going to do for our last couple builds. The first thing I wanted to do is just clean out the portal a bit, and to do that, I'm going to create, I found a recipe for something called water stone, which looks pretty cool. So let's grab our chisel. It's running out. I probably need to replace it very soon. And we can see it makes a bunch of neat little blocks. And so when I was looking, this one, the weathered bricks, looked somewhat similar to these ones, although this looks like a more cayenne. And I wanted to do something a little nicer with lighting, right? Because I looked under here and I said, oh, what's cayenne? I noticed there's a lot of neat stuff here that's cayenne, nothing that really matches. But notice that there is a cayenne lamp, I believe. Cayenne lamp. There it is. From Actually Additions. This is a really cool thing. We won't be able to get it just yet because it requires glowstone plus some other stuff. But the lamp we could have turned on, and I'll do that eventually. We'll place it here to give this place like a nice glow. But for now, we're just going to take 8 bricks and kind of spill this over to make it look like this was kind of part of the intention of here. So we'll keep this out a little bit. Let's see how many we got. We got 1, 2, not quite the same look. Now we got one more. Let's just pop it here. There we go. Unfortunately, this is kind of limited. I want to clean this up a bit just so we can... Yeah, I want to be able to see the portal frame. So let's clean that up a bit. That'll look a little nicer. And maybe we'll put 2 of the blocks up in here. I bet you that might look nice. Oop. I bet you that might look nice. There we go. We got one more. Let's pop it into the side. Nice. So not great, but you can see what we want to do eventually here is to make it look like this was kind of something that the miners stumbled across their mining world, and they created their crates to store stuff. For now, I think we're going to leave this as is. I wanted to make it look a little nicer, but I think that's where we're stuck. Other than that, it's raining, so let's head into our fancy new bedroom. We'll go to bed. The next thing I want to do is I want a nice map of the area for our office. So to do... Oh, right. I don't have paper. I keep forgetting I don't have paper. I need to find and read. That seems like a useful thing. But it is modded Minecraft, so it is worthwhile to check to see if there's other paper recipes, right? We can see sugarcane book, the usual two. Oh, and I totally went to the wrong page. If we have sawdust, we can make paper or rice. Now, I don't think I started any rice seeds. What was that? Something looked like it exploded over there, and I completely missed what it was. I don't have any rice yet. That's going to be not doable, but wait a second. So paper we can make from books. We only get 2. We need paper to in part of there's a Tinker's Construct pattern to make books without needing leather. So we're kind of stuck there unless I have reed, which I don't think I ever collected any so far. So that was a mistake. Okay, we're going to leave that. So I think our last build is going to be... We're going to work on a little tiny farm. Oh, the other thing I did off camera is I found 2 new saplings. So we now have a maple sapling and a tigerwood sapling. And I have the wood inside. It looks pretty cool. So just some other wood options once we get our base moving. We're going to bring some of these saplings with us. So anyways, the next thing I'd like to do is kind of work on the farm. Once again, it probably was here when everyone started. When the old miners were here, but for now they've gone away. So let's take a little bit of this mining stuff and we're going to surround it. So let's say kind of came over into this area. That will take the gate and put it here, and we're going to make it look just a little kind of... It didn't really kind of weather itself very well. Some of the damage had been done. So we'll put a couple pieces here, a couple pieces around. There we go. Doing it to look a little bit different. But the other piece I want is just a little place in behind here. So let's dig out a section. Get our excavator going. And the idea was they had like a little section over here that could have been the house. So if we get the digger going, this would have been maybe the shed where they kept some of their stuff. So we're just going to go through and make a nice little shed for ourselves. Let's go ahead and kind of make the walls of this. I like it. We're going to make a really simple shed. This one was nothing that... a very basic shed, right? And also we do want to make sure that we're doing some nice decoration stuff. And we'll keep the... I think we'll keep the roof sloping up so that it kind of just rises up. I think that'll look nice. So let's see what that might look like. So if we start with the roof along here, perhaps it comes along this side, and then top part of the roof. There we go. We'll shed a little rundown. Doesn't look that great, to be honest. I know what I'm gonna do. Let's take a couple pieces off. I just want this to match a little bit. So put that there and there. Oh no, we still want that one. I do want this to be here. Take one of those up. Take you off, and I think we're gonna do our fencing, which we've now run out of. Oh, I like that. Let's do that. And I think we'll just do the same thing on this side. So we'll take one of these off. Helps if I use the right tool. I'm going to take one of the corner pieces out. I'll put that brick up there. Fence, torch. I feel like this should be just a little bit higher, right? So let's go ahead and throw this maybe across here. I should be using, to be honest, some different materials. I think that would look nice also. This is looking, you know, not too bad. This is just like a little area where they could go and you know, store some food. So back here, of course, you'll want a little crafting table, and definitely you'll want some. Oh, I do have some chests in here. So yeah, that was totally it. So this is just an area to store some food. Um, to make it look even nicer, I don't think I have enough hay. I'd like to make a hay barrel because I think that would look nice. And is there any barrels in the pack? A fermenting barrel. Oh, I like that. Oh, I need an Inori crystal. Okay, some actually addition stuff. Otherwise, not a lot of other. Oh, wooden barrel from. I don't have treated wood. You know what? Good enough, I guess. I do want some hay barrels. That would, I think, that would really make this look a little bit nicer. And I think we should get some sort of like actual torches, some better lighting over here too, because that would look nice. Let me get a few more materials, and then we'll complete this build. Okay, so I'm going to chitty bit. I did use some bones to get some bone meal so that I could get some wheat so I could have a hay bale. I really want a hay bale. That's going to add a lot to our build. So we'll take this. Where should we put our hay bale? Kind of off to the side. Let's maybe over here, right? Because it came through. There we go. We have a little entrance here. Now the other thing I want to do, just to spruce it up just a bit more, is let's two things. I think, like I said before, you want to try to mix your textures, right? So I think if I put even just like a little piece of wood here, that's going to look a little bit nicer. And then I think I also want to replace just two of these planks. I did bring some birch wood with me so that we could take that and put it there. There we go. And then even if we want to, we can go and use our chisel and maybe get one more set of planks, right? So we'll get a nice, we'll get a fancy crate, and maybe this one crate will be over here. Oh, that doesn't look good. Ooh, that doesn't look good. We'll have a crates kind of off to the side over here. There we go. So there's our crates. There we go. I think I also want to, like I said, once we have our, there's a few things, there are a couple more things I do want to do, just to add a little bit of decoration and depth. I'm going to put a fence just along the back side here because I think that'll look nice. And I do want to replace, I think I want to replace the top one, these top ones also with regular wood. Because I have a feeling that will improve it just a little bit. I probably should put some stairs. I think stairs would make it look kind of nice. Make it look a little bit nicer anyways. And we got that. Let's go for some torches. Oh. And we are slowly running out of sun, but I think we should be able to finish this up. Let's grab a couple torches here, one there, maybe one on the inside. One protecting our supplies, and yeah, I think that's good. This is a pretty boring entrance. I think we can do a little bit better there. But there we go. So we have a little farm area with that. Not the best build, not by far, but you know what? It looks better than nothing, right? Anyways, let's go get some sleep, and I think we're gonna wrap up. I think that's gonna wrap up our build. Okay, so I put my finishing touches on. We put a little floor in. That looks a little nicer. I used the chisel to get a slightly different texture of wood, just so it's a little bit different. And I'm going to call that a done build. So let's go kind of admire and see what our little base is looking like. That's not bad. So this is our abandoned mine shaft that we stumbled across as we started the world. I think I might take this smeltery with me when we go moving eventually. But for the time being, I think this is I think this brings to an end our design of our initial cave. So that means it is time to find a new place to live, something where we can get a little more space, build up a little bit bigger, build up some areas. So anytime we get into a mod pack, what I want to do is build like an area, a themed area for that. I think that might be fun. And to do that, we can start scouting around. You can already see that I've been doing a little bit of scouting on here. I've kind of walked around. There I am right now with my initial little base. Been looking around. We can see there's some temples here. I like this area is looking promising. It has a slime island, which might be fun, and a big plains area that looks pretty good too. So this is one area that I'm looking at. But if you are watching and you've been scouting, if you know of an area that might look good, because this looks interesting, what might come down here. We have a river there. But I also noticed coming up this way, I saw a little village at the end. So I think in the interest of getting you guys set up with some good stuff in our pack, we're going to spend the rest of the episode exploring the village. So I'm going to go through and empty my packs to make sure I have lots of room for good stuff. And we're going to walk through and show you how a village changes in modded Minecraft. So let me go empty my packs, and we'll get our adventure started. One last thing we want to make before we head off, and I think I saw this recipe in one of the early episodes when we built our bed, is if I just use 3 white wool, I get something called a white sleeping bag from Comforts. Now, what I'm hoping this does, I'm not 100% sure, or else it's gonna, yeah, it'll be interesting. I believe that that the sleeping bag should allow you to sleep outside, but it won't reset your spawn point. That's my hope. I'm hoping that my spawn point remains at the bed. But if I'm out and about and it gets dark, we can jump in the sleeping bag and we can go to sleep. It'll be morning and it won't reset our spawn point. So we are on our way. We're going to head up. It looks like kind of this way-ish, so I might come around the corner. Anyways, let me start heading over that way. Like I said, we're going to kind of head up. Oh, wait. No, sorry. I want to go up to the village. So we're going to follow the river along, and once we get close to the village, we'll start exploring it and see how it changes in modded Minecraft. So here we are as we've come over the ridge. We got some animals down there, and we see a village off in the distance. And I can already see a couple houses that I'm very, very interested in. And you can see I've emptied my backpack, so we have a lot of stuff for loot. What I'll do is make sure to drop everything off so that you guys have access to it. And a lot of the times what mods will do is they go into the village and will add a building specific for them. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to first go into this building right here, because I believe this is a different building. Hey, buddy, how's it going? What do you got for me today? You're not trading? Weird. Maybe they don't like me? So we can see wooden storage crates from Immersive Engineering, and has stuff inside. A steel pickaxe, some aluminum ingots. So let's go through. We're going to borrow. We're just going to borrow this, buddy. Hope you don't mind. Coal for emeralds. Oh, that's a nice trade. We don't have enough, so we'll trade. And oh my goodness, there's a giant hole in the middle of their poor village. That is unfortunate for them. Now this looks like something I believe that gets put in from actually additions, I believe, that can spawn underground areas, but that is hella unfortunate. We have an engineering hammer here. Let's go ahead and grab that. There we go. I got a hammer. An important part for immersive engineering. We'll get into that for a bit. But as we walk in, we can see we even have green wool for cupboards. Let's just grab a bunch of stuff. And I think, did I miss this box? I did, so we'll grab more. Oh, we got treated sticks and iron rod. Some really good stuff. So this obviously, like we said, this is the building that Immersive Engineering put in. So you can come through and loot stuff, even if you want to tear down the buildings, I guess, if you want to really wreck it. But there's a few things. A nice little one, if I wanted to get additional wool, I can get that here, so we can get a green bed. This is hilarious. I love that. Here we have just a regular blacksmith's hut. No shock in that one. And we got some more stuff. Okay, so let's go through and oh boy, man, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So we're gonna grab some of that. Some iron armor and helmet, pickaxes, gear. That is really cool. We got a lot of good stuff in there. Excellent. So yeah, let's see if there's any other buildings. Now we can see it's starting to get dark. So we are going to have to see if we can use our sleeping bag. We'll go through. What do we have here? It's a compost from Actually Additions. I'm going to take one of those. Thank you, buddy. Hope you don't mind me borrowing all your stuff. I know that's a weird house. So this looks like an Actually Additions house. And we can see we have a pink lamp. And this is an example of the lamp that turns on and off with a switch, which is awesome. We got a coffee maker, a canola press, a crusher. Look at all this great stuff we have here. But let's go ahead. Let's see. Now I'm really curious. Now that it's dark, let's see if our sleeping bag is working. We'll come out a little bit. Look at that. Now, I don't think it's going to change our spawn point. It's just going to wake us up. It'll be morning. And we can carry on our merry way. So let's go back in here. Now, I think there's something awkward about this, is that if you destroy some of the stuff, you don't actually get it. Maybe I'll leave some of the stuff here for you. You'll be able to see it on the journey map. An emerald for 3 black quartz. That's a horrible trade. It's also just as bad. Block of coal. There is a very important thing. That is our atomic reconstructor. That's going to be one of the most important first things to build. But we can take some of this stuff. And this is the storage crate. So the storage crate we made way back in like episode 1 or 2. This was one of the very first things we built. This was from Actually Additions. I'm going to borrow one of these. This is going to be useful for going. And this one you can see an energy laser relay. So obviously in Actually Additions, there's going to be some power stuff happening. And you can use lasers to transfer power from one stuff to another. We have a coal generator that's generating power. And showing it over there now. I'm nearly positive that I overbreak this, I'm not really going to get stuff. Yeah, there we go. A nice Actually Additions house. It's looking like a smaller village. We can look here to see if there's any seeds that we're missing. So coffee for sure. Canola we have. We have flax. So this is a good place to also just go grab a few things that you need. Now we are missing rice seeds. I think we'll just take a few of these. We won't take everything. Not everything, right? But I do want some rice seeds. And this looks like a tall mystical flower from Botania. This might be something else you may want to also pick up. I recommend waiting until you get shears. And I'll show you why. So I don't think we've gotten any of the... I don't think we've picked up any of the Botania flowers yet. But if you use shears, these tall ones... so here's the regular size brown mystical flower. Let's pick that up. And we can see we get an achievement called the Sky of Beginning. This is how you start off on Botania. And I think really soon this is going to be one of the next mods we get into. It's a wonderful magic mod. It's a lot of fun. We're going to have fun. Now, if I were to just break this, I think I would just normally get another mystical brown flower. But if I shear it, it should retain the fact that it's a tall mystical flower. So just a heads up on that one. Let's run around real so let's get a little bit of food. We're going to continue running around here. We have a little bit of time left in the episode to see what else we can grab. And to be honest, there's not a lot left in here except for this gigantic hole that appeared in the middle. That is unfortunate and funny. Yeah, like I said, this doesn't look like a very big. This is unfortunately not a very big village. It got decimated. Let's see if this is another interesting building. I'm going to pop into here. Is this a regular building? Or do we get stuff? It looks like there's another storage crate in there. And it's more Actually Addition stuff. So this is jam. So we'll grab some of that. Let's go through and pop it in our backpack. We'll take all this stuff here. I like it. And the crate also. I'm a sucker for crates. Don't really care about any of the carpet. Nothing much out here. Buddy, do you got anything for me? Oh, he wants emerald. He wants emeralds for jam. Nothing too exciting, to be honest. But here we have some rubber wood. This might be useful to pick up. In fact, let's go ahead and I think I have my harvester in my pack. Let's pick up a few pieces of these. Now, I don't know if this is the one. I don't see any. Is that a sap? So this looks like a piece of sap. You'll see this odd texture right there, right? And I'm pretty sure that this is a way to get tree sap. We'll get into this in a bit. For now, I'm just going to take this and a couple saplings. So we have our rubber wood, so we'll keep that. A couple more little places around here to check out. Most of these are tiny. And potatoes. Excellent. Let's take some potatoes with us. Hoping for some corn also. I never found corn, so this will be also a good spot to get some of that. Unfortunately, none. And I think that's pretty much it for the village, right? There's not a lot else in here. The trees in here. Oh, nice. We got a tree tap. This is cool. Okay, so just to kind of briefly go through this. So the tree tap that we have here, where was that one tree that had that odd texture? I know it was somewhere around in here. Did I lose it already? There we are. Okay, so there's the tree tab, and I think if I go and right-click it, it's now filled up with. I can't remember the stuff that comes in trees, but that's okay. But it's filled up, and I'm guessing so. That's sap. Jeez, smart fella. Oh, we have an enriched mineral. We have some mineral wood also. That's a good thing to keep remembrance of that. But unfortunately, this looks like some creeper. Hello, Mr. Creeper. How you doing, sir? And there's some green gems down there. So if you haven't found green yet, go grab that. Aside from this, just checking to see if we have any other new trees. Doesn't look like it. I think we're good. There's some sheep if we need it. But unfortunately, I think the village is kind of done. So with that said, let's go back to the base. Let's get stuff set up so that we can get this world ready for you guys to download. Okay, so we're back in the base. I've put away some of the stuff we got, but I'm just going to leave this stuff for you to explore on your own in the backpack. I'm just going to keep it in the gold backpack. I do want to put the compost thing outside, but you know what? I think we're far enough along right now. I grabbed one of the small storage crates. I'm going to put that next to the bed, and I think we're just going to put all of our stuff in here, and we'll make also our armor available to you too. That way, when I log off and save this world, you'll have exactly what I do, including a dank null with a bunch of stuff and everything that we've built up until now. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So that kind of wraps up episode 10, which is awesome. We've kind of completed, and I think we've done as much as we want to do in our opening base. Who's laughing at me? Who's laughing at me? I hear witches. I think when it comes time for episode 11, it's going to be time to move. I want to scout to find some new places to look at. So if you have ideas, and if you've downloaded this world and you've found some really cool places that you may want to call home, feel free to leave a comment. And if you're enjoying the series so far, feel free to like the video and subscribe and do the notification bell and all that stuff, all that kind of cheap self-promotion to get me more views. But it would be most appreciated. Otherwise, we're going to see you on the flip side. Thanks for watching. It's been a great Ep.10 run episode so far, and I look forward to where we're going next. Have a great day.